Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and thepitfuturestrading.com coming to you this Thursday afternoon, March 12th. And we're looking at March 3rd for a reason. This is the day after, right, the market had been getting hit. We opened, B period announced the emergency 50% basis rate cut. The market shot up to 313 and change. And then look what we did the rest of the day. We one time frame down, except for F period, the whole day till J. Went down 20 points from that. So your euphoria over that rate cut was short-lived. Next day we tried again, couldn't even take out the high. Had an inside day. Inside day down on the 5th, gap lower on the 6th, gap lower big on the 9th. 10th, they tried to rally. Down on the 11th. You get the picture. So what happens today? Here's today now. I'm in 22 tick increments. This is probably the largest, I think this might be the largest range I've ever had, right? Just about $20. The market today, with another big gap down, halted again, which again, I mean, I'll say it till the cows come home. Halting the entire financial market because we're down 7% is just stupidity, as far as I'm concerned. Just stupidity. Opened back up. We went further down. But then after that, started trading back and forth through the opening, A, B, C, D, even E. If you take away, right, this repo news that absolutely ripped this market up $16 in 3 minutes, I think. 2 or 3 minutes. I'm sorry, no. I take that back. It was $16 in, we had a $16 move up and down in an hour. I'm sorry. But if you were to take that away at one point, we had a B shape starting to form, right? The market was finding price discovery on its own. And all this did was totally distorted as you take these stupid algorithms and whoop, rip it up. You know how many people got destroyed that were probably, and it wasn't me. I did a few trades today, had a good day. But you know how many people were probably short here when this happened because it looked like we were finally going to go down and test A's low? They got ripped. And then you know how many people that got long here? They got ripped. We didn't just take back. Look at this. We one time frame down the entire day until we made a new low in M period and went out with a price probe. Enough of this crap. You can keep printing all the money you want, okay? Yeah, when the market was going up and you keep lowering rates, it works, right? Nobody has anywhere else to put their money. And it grinds up. This isn't the 1% that's getting hurt. Yeah, sure, they're getting hurt. They won't be able to buy their third yacht this year. You know how many retirees and people in their even in their 30s and 40s and putting money away are getting destroyed in this market because of this? Because of the outright manipulation of this market. We manipulated it straight up for how many years, and now they're attempting to put a stop to it with anything they can do. You know, 08, 09, we needed intervention, but we needed intervention because they fucked it up in the first place with what they were doing. With the mortgage rate, all those mortgage-backed security things that were absolute fraudulent and disgusting. So they had a hand on that, so they had to get involved and lower rates and whatnot. But they also pick and chose who to survive and who not to survive, which was an absolute disgrace. Now here we are with rates at historic lows as it is. The market 18 days ago was at an all-time high. And now we just gave back $91 in I think 17 trading days. Absurd. And doing these things isn't helping. Rate cuts, repo, you can do whatever you want. When the big guys want out, they want out. And they're throwing everything out. It's utterly amazing. I mean, let price discovery find its own in its own way. Stop manipulating the market. You wanted machines, you got them. I'm not saying market makers or specialists or anybody else would have had a different effect as far as where we are. I don't think, though, we'd be down 91 points in 19 trading days, though. I also think, I'm not saying to trade in eighths or sixteenths, but the fact that we trade in pennies created a monster with these algorithms and short sellers and high frequency traders. Their risk is nothing. So let's just manipulate it. If you think they're in here buying stock, you're out of your mind. Out of your mind. There's no way any little algorithm, all these people that were buying it up and just grinding it higher and making half a penny here, penny there, all these algorithms, they are not here. And you knew that. I told you that months ago. That when the market does finally come in, don't expect the algorithms to provide liquidity. Don't believe what you hear on CNBC. Okay? $91 in 16 or 17 trade days, whatever the hell it is. It's unheard of. And here we are still trying to manipulate the market with this repo stuff and everything else. So be it. I feel bad for people who are really, really getting hurt in this market. And there's a lot of people getting hurt. A lot of people getting hurt. As far as my trading today, like I said, I did not a lot. Did a few scalps. I didn't do anything when we ripped up. But once we came down, every push up was a sale. You'd open, every push up was a sale. You couldn't stop the one-time framing down. So just take a small scalp. And by small scalp, these things are moving $4 literally in 2 to 3 minutes, $4 in each time frame. Volume right now, 361 million with the after hours. So we did 385 million was the highest prior to that. We're probably going to break that. We've taken out some key levels again. So now we're looking at other levels that I'll show you on the charts. So let's go over the destinations for tomorrow, for Friday the 13th. So on the upside, our first one will be A's low. That's the price probe. We made a new low in M period, 249.55 price probe. Then above that, believe it or not, we traded probably the largest range we've ever had. We traded 11 wide at 254.15, 11 out of 13 time frames. We didn't even have a chance for a trend day at all on either side. That's why if they let the market go to where it wants on its own, you could get a better sense and feel of what's going on. Is this the big guys getting out? Is this just long liquidation? B shape is long liquidation. Well, we're not going to know. Above the 11 wide, we have today's high of 266.66 and then filling the gap at 270.88. 422 point gap. It was a lot larger than that, right? A period's high was 259.12. So at one point before that, we ripped up on that news. We were just about 11 or 1,200 point gap. Would have been the largest I've ever seen that would have held for the day. If we'd have closed that gap, well, inside of that gap, we have 270.57, which was 12 wide from March 12th of 2019. Yes, not this much. Considering today's March 12th, this is a year ago today. We were 12 wide at 270.57. That's actually pretty interesting. I didn't realize that. Okay, for the downside, we have today's low of 247.68. A month ago, I couldn't believe I was writing down prices around $340. Now I can't believe I'm doing this. 247.68 today's low. Then we have 247.17 daily low, and then we have 243.67, which is the monthly low and year's low from 2019. Now here's an interesting one. I'm going to give you 5 more downside reference points. That's all there are from 2018. 5. That's right. 241.84 10 wide from December 27th. 238.96 daily low. Then we had two sets of single prints the day after Christmas. 238.52 gets filled at 38 cents. 238.20 that get filled at 237.85. And then December's low of 2018 of 233.76. Because that whole year was wiped out late in the year, if you recall. So that's why there's only 5 downside reference points. And let's go to the charts. Monthly. Boy, outside month down. I wish I had shorted it on the low of that month. 320. That was 320.86. 320. That would have been $73 I could have made on that trade. Okay, we're down one time framing down. We've wiped out all of 2020, just about all of 2019. Here's your next big destination, right? Which is those two I just gave you. I would think at some point we should get there and test them. For my money, very important to hold, because then you start getting into those real treacherous areas that I spoke about early this morning. Weekly. Down, one time framing down, inside week down, that was 290.23, so 290 to 248. A nice $42 move to the downside out of an inside week down. And don't forget, we traded as high as 288.52 this week. We tried to fill that gap. We tried to fill that gap. And then down. Went right through that 252 level I talked about earlier this morning. Right now, my next destination again is getting down to that monthly low in December. That'd be my next big destination on the monthly. Daily. Came out of a 3-day balance with a vengeance to the downside. That's why I said one day doesn't make a market. I said it was pretty impressive how we took out those 2 monthly lows, snapped back into balance. We had a chance for a trend day 5 times yesterday to the downside, didn't happen. You know, things look like, wow, maybe one day doesn't make a market. Look where we are. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 gaps. Not too long ago, I was talking how we had a monthly, weekly, and many gaps to the downside, right? How healthy this market was. However, it was on such poor structure, the way we just grind up the whole way, right? The volume was horrendous. I said each new high, I constantly said, is higher prices cutting off volume. That wasn't real money buying it. We talk about that many times, right? How who's in control, know your competition. Who bought this market the whole way up? You know, even if you just go back to October of 2000, whatever the heck year that was, when I did that trend line, August of 19. Who was buying this market? Was it long-term money, right? Up, balance, up, balance, up, balance. The volume. If I was to click on these volumes here, you would laugh. The volumes on the day are volumes we're doing in time frames now. Slow grind, gaps, 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 emotional trading, this and that. Now, this is emotional trading too, no doubt. But everything, the algorithms that had they didn't care where the market was going. Everybody was happy. Their 401k was doing fantastic, everything else. And then the big guys said, well, especially, you get a catalyst like we got, I want out. And they're not done yet. You might get some violent relief rallies, but I think overall, to be honest with you, I would like to see, I don't know why that line keeps coming in. I would actually like to see us test the December, January lows of 18-19. I would. We're not far from them. Let's test them, see if we hold them, and then get some sort of balance going. Hope you had a good day trading. Have a great night. Rest up, and I'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.